Good morning YouTubes, how is everybody today on this wet and windy November day in sunny Kent. Hashtag not very sunny today. Anyway, you join me on a, this is not going to be a very long video. I'm going to take the trusty rusty CB250RS into Ashford town. I live in Ashford, well, just outside Ashford on the outskirts. So I'm going to ride the trusty rusty RS into Ashford, and I'm going to try and register it for historic vehicle status. It is a historic vehicle, it's 43 years old. So well, I fitted a new, slight change of subject, I fitted a, they call them dead cats I think, the furry thing that goes over the microphone. I fitted one to the mic on this, and it's really windy, so hopefully it's an improvement in audio quality. Cost me a couple of quid off of Amazon, whatever. You know me, don't like to spend out, unless it's obviously parts for the lovely bike. But yeah, I'm going to pop into town. In the UK we have a thing called historic vehicle status, which is, I think it's anything over 40 years plus a year you can register for historic vehicle, and that means that you don't have to have an annual MOT test, which is a safety test we have in the UK, where you turn up, someone prods and pokes your bike, checks the tyres, checks everything as it should be, and then you get a certificate, a bit of paper and an online status to say your bike is roadworthy for a year. It actually only means your bike is roadworthy as long as you roll it out the door of the garage that's just tested it, because well, that's how it works in the UK. But anyway, we also have a thing called road tax, or road fund licence to be technical, and basically you have to pay a set amount each year to be able to use your bike or car on the roads. I know in America I think you pay for, is it a tag? If anyone from America is watching this, which I know some people do, because I saw it on the analytics that I get sent, which I do now, funny enough. Yeah, you have to pay a certain amount a year. I mean, for bikes it's pretty cheap. It's I think for a 250, is it about 40 quid a year, 50 quid a year? Yeah, I'll have to check my researcher, which is Google, I can't remember. But yeah, you save a bit of money, which is nice, and you haven't got to pay for an MOT, which I think on a bike is about 30 quid now. I can't remember that either. £27 is it? £24, whatever it is. But yeah, it saves you a bit of money. It'd be nice if I could do that for my car, because my car costs me nearly £700 a year of tax, which is absolutely ridiculous. It really is. That really pisses me off. But anyway, that's my choice for the car I drive, I guess. But the reason being I want to do that, and I want to do that today, is not just to make a little short video, but I want to go to the Bikeshed in London. I know Dutch. I've known Dutch sort of, not he's not obviously a close friend, but I know him for probably 10 years now, since when the Bikeshed motorcycle club were doing little shows up in London, and I took my cafe racer to their second show. It wasn't ready for the first one, I was still building it, but I took it up to the second show to give him some support. Now I will do a video on that, and I'll do a video about the Bikeshed and the team up there, and obviously my opinions on the shed crew, which is this car going to let me over? Why do people undertake and then pull up beside you and then hang back? Twats. That's what mirrors are for, that's why we always check on a bike. No, he's turning right. No, he's not, he's going straight ahead. Slide over. Yeah, I'll do a quick video on the Bikeshed when I get a bit of time, because I do plan on riding up there. It's only about it's about 60 miles, I suppose, from me where I live in. It's central London. I live in Kent. It's not very far. Put a little bit over now on the RS because I won't go to major routes, so I'll take the little A roads and have a journey of it. But yeah, I'll do that. I'm going to try and film. When I say film, I'm not going to film overtly in the post office, but I'll try and film the process. It's going to be probably the camera pointing at the floor, to be honest, with some hopefully audio. I did look online to check sort of the legalities of filming in a post office, and I couldn't see anything that said that you couldn't. But obviously I don't want to take the piss, and I don't want to film any members of staff You know, I just want to really film the process of me walking in and asking to do it and see how simple it is. I've got my logbook with me for the bike, which is apparently what you need, and I've got my proof of insurance, and I don't need an MOT because it's over 40 years, and it is actually taxed at the moment because it's not yet registered for historic vehicles, so I do have to tax it. So it is taxed, so it is obviously completely legal. So I think I should have the right documentation to register it. But the post offices in the UK, due to fundings and cuts and whatever, have all been cut down over the last few years, and they're more integrated into shops now. And the one in Ashford, believe it or not, isn't a proper big old post office, big old grand buildings as they used to be. It's stuck in the back of WH Smith's. So yeah, I'm gonna have a scoot and see what I can do. Right, have we got a free? Yeah, we have. That would do me. Now I brought my light lock with me. Light Lock are a UK company that make U-bolt locks, and I saw it tested by good old John Milbank on Bennett's Bike Social, and I respect John a lot. He does proper tests of stuff, and he will try and destroy it if he can. And this is a lock recommended by him. They're not cheap, but you can't put a price on coming back to find out that your pride and joy in a bike that you love and love has been stolen by some scumbag. So, RS locked. And this should be nice and sorted. Let's get the fuel off. As opposed to an old Sprint ST parked next to me, which hasn't got a steering lock on. It's got no form of locks at all. I mean, it's his bike, I guess, but hey, let's face it, he's doing me a favour. What's going to be more attractive? A 250RS with a bloody good angle grinding resistant lock on the front, or a Sprint ST? I know what the scum's going to wheel away, and it won't be my bike. So, right, YouTubes, the next scene you see will be me in a post office, or the floor of a post office. Now, if anyone watching this video knows for a fact that you can't record in a post office, then comment straight away, and I will edit this video and I'll remove that part of it, because obviously I don't want to do anything that's going to piss anyone off. So let me know. So, right, let's give it a go, see how we get on. See you in a bit. Hello there. Can I register a motorcycle for historic status? Yeah. Thank you.
No change of details apart from the
all the same, just historic status, please. Yeah. Do you need my insurance certificate? No. Oh, it's all online, is it?
Sorry?
It all comes up online, I take it?
Yeah. If it wasn't valid for historic or something, it wouldn't pop up as an option.
Fantastic.
So, sorry, that's alright, you're getting a new one.
Don't worry.
Thankfully, you're getting a new one anyway. So, I am sending this part off.
Yep.
You're keeping this part.
Yep.
And it's proof that it's cancelled now until well, next year.
Yeah, fantastic.
But you'll get a new logbook in the post in 2 weeks' time.
That's brilliant.
All right.
Great, thanks for your help. Thanks a lot. Cheers. Bye. All that was very easy. I'll wait till I'm outside before I waffle.
13 number.
Well, that was the case. A very helpful young guy. Passed him my logbook. He scanned a barcode on it, which obviously came up with all the details, so it was tax insured, etc, etc. That obviously gave him a reference number, which he filled in on the V5, and then, as you probably heard, he gave me the back half of the V5, kept the front half, which he said he sends off. I kept the other half. He gave me a receipt that was printed out for tax and what have you, and said I should get a new one in the post. So yeah, that was as easy as it could have been. So right, let's get back to the bike and have a quick spin home. See you soon. Hello there YouTubes, right, back at the trusty RS, still locked up. Luckily the ST's still there. Little GM125 beside that. Wrong set of keys. It's my door keys. They won't work. Alright, let's get the light lock off. Does give you a little bit of confidence, you know, when you've got a decent lock. I mean, my workshop at home is very secure anyway, and I do lock the bikes inside it. I'm not going to go obviously into my security, but it is as good as it's going to get. So when I was sticking my gloves on, these little GNs, I tell you what I like. I've ridden a GN250 and it's a cracking little bike. A bit like a modern sort of 250RS if you like. But yeah, lovely little things. But he's locked it up. I guess he's got the steering lock on. I'm not going to wobble it to test it, but it's the right way for the steering lock. But he's got one of these handlebar front brake locks which locks the brake on. But I've got to be honest, they're a bit shite. If you think about it, all you've got to do is either unbolt the lever, or the scum these days with their bolt croppers and what have you, they're just going to cut that hose and wheel it away without a back brake, without a front brake. But hey, oh, he's got this lock on the back around the spokes. So yeah, a bit of credit then. All right, he's making an effort. Unlike Sprint ST man, who hasn't even put a steering lock on and has just left it sat there. Right, couple of pumps. Oh, not first kick, second kick. Lights are on. Yeah. Right, post office. Well, do you know what? That could not have been any easier. The hardest part of the queue was listening to probably Sharon and her mate, also Sharon, and their two kids talking about absolute crap and he did this and he did that and all that sort of shite. But there you go, that's any town centre these days, I guess. So after a 5-minute queue, I guess, straight to the it was actually the travel desk that was working. He was obviously helping out because there was a bit of a queue and there was only 3 people, so it's a travel money desk. Very efficient member of staff. If anyone's watching this from Ashford Post Office, top guy. Wandered up, as you probably heard, asked for historic vehicle status. He just took the logbook off of me. Well, I passed it under the thing. I said take it off. That sounds a bit rude, didn't it? He just took it from me. He scanned whatever he needed to scan on his machine, pressed a few buttons, filled out a panel on the back of the front page of the logbook. I don't know what he's filling out. That doesn't really matter. I don't need to know, do I? Tore it off. He did tear the bottom of the page a little bit, and he apologised. Bless him. And he said, "Oh, you will get a new one." I knew that anyway. You know, I wasn't worried about that at all. And then it handed me the other part with a receipt, so I should get a new logbook in the post. So yeah, the trusty rusty RS, thing of beauty, is now a historic vehicle in the UK. But that means when I go up to the bike shed, I might go tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Wednesday. Yeah, I might go up tomorrow. Is it Wednesday tomorrow? Yeah, it is. It's Wednesday. I lose track of days sometimes. I might jump on the RS and scoot up to the bike shed in London tomorrow. My headlight not on. No, it's not. I think my bulb's gone. Oh, bollocks. Oh, don't you just love accelerator pumps? I'll do that every now and then. Oh no, I'll tell you what it is. I haven't turned my bloody fuel tap on. What a twat. Hey, I'll tell you a story about that. I had a Suzuki X1 many years ago, and I went to a party at a mate's house, and it snowed. It was horrible. I was 16. The following day I went to get on the bike to go home. Similar to that, I fired it up, and it died after a few minutes, and we kicked it, and we pulled the plug out of it, had a good spark, all that sort of stuff. And about, it must have been about an hour later, one of my mates, can't remember who it was, might have been John, went, "Well, your fuel tap's turned off." And it was. And it transpires another mate of mine thought he was being helpful. I never turned my fuel tap off, never, on that bike. Another friend of mine saw it parked and thought, "Oh, his fuel tap's still on. I'll do him a favour and turn it off." So he did, he turned it off. Yeah, I was a bit annoyed at the time, but to be fair, you know, he didn't do anything other than try and do me a favour. Obviously older bikes and stuff, you know, with crappy float valves and what have you, he thought, "Oh, I'll do him a favour and I'll knock that off for him." But yeah, so there you go. I was too busy waffling to remember to turn my tap back on. Yeah, there you go. No harm. And the RS is so light, you just push it out of the way and then fire it up. But it was a bit odd when it fired and then died straight away, because this little thing is 100% reliable so far. I'm not even going to bother touching wood. Hey. But yeah, it's been reliable. So tomorrow, back to the bike shed. As I say, I do know Dutch. He's probably sort of, I guess he's more of a mate than a friend. A friend is someone that you WhatsApp a message, and a mate is someone that you bump into every now and then and say hello to, and, you know, exchange pleasantries, which is sort of more our relationship, I guess. But yeah, he's a top lad, and I will try and do an unbiased review of the bike shed, which will be difficult because I'm a fan. I think that Dutch and Vicky, his missus, and all the other guys that have been involved, you know, Ali and everyone from day one, have brought another genre, if you like, to motorcycling. I know you get all the people that go, "Oh, they're nothing but a bunch of hipsters," and, you know, you got to have a brown seat on your BMW that you've just chopped up and ruined, and turn your trousers up and open face helmet and all that sort of stuff. But the main thing that people are forgetting is that whatever you ride and however you ride it, you're riding. You're an enthusiast. You're putting money back into the industry. You're supporting those little companies, the little companies that, you know, that do stuff. I mean, probably my favourite pair of gloves are a company, made by a company called 78 Moto, and they're yellow, which my mate Gav takes a piss out of. But honestly, they are so comfy. They are lovely. I think I've worn them in a previous RS video when it was warmer. I'm not going to wear them this time of year because it is a bit chilly. They are summer gloves. Well, yeah, summer, late spring, early autumn. But today, with a bit of rain and cold weather, I'm not going to be wearing them. But you're supporting all these little companies, and you're riding your bike. Now, you can say whatever you want about, you know, hipsters this or hipsters that, but over the last, say, 10 years, that is a whole new world of motorcycling that's been opened up for a lot of people that maybe wouldn't have ridden. You know, yeah, they might have done the old, you know, the old coffee shops in Shoreditch and what have you, but then all of a sudden, some of them thought, "Oh, do you know what? I fancy a motorbike. That looks quite trendy and a bit hip." Next thing you know, they're on the bikes. They've taken their test. They've built something. They've spent some money. They've supported, you know, a few businesses. And they've got on two wheels and they're having a ride around. And what's more important than that? So you can say what you want about, you know, hipsters, bike shed, all that sort of stuff, but I'm afraid you're not going to get any sort of support from me, because I'm a big fan. But anyway, I'll cover more of that in a video if I ride up there tomorrow, which I probably will, although we'll have to work out why my headlight's not working. Probably the bulb. I've got plenty of bulbs. Right, well, I'm not far from home now, so YouTubes, I hope that has been a bit informative about the whole process of registering a motorcycle, or any vehicle really. I guess it's the same process for historic status. Absolute doddle. Thank you very much. So YouTubes, I will catch you on the next one. Have fun, ride safe, take care. Even if you are on a BMW Airhead with a brown seat, I don't care. You're riding your bike. That's what matters. So catch you all soon. Take care. You join me for a slight addition, because as I got waffling, I quite often probably forget what I'm going to say. But I was talking about historic vehicle status, and then I started talking about the bike shed, and then I went off on a tangent. But the bike shed is in central London, and thanks to the Mayor of London and his cronies and whoever else makes those decisions, another subject completely, if you want to drive or ride a vehicle into London that doesn't meet with, I think is it Euro 6, whatever the high Euro settings are. There's a bit of grease on there, it must come off the back wheel somewhere, probably when it was on the multistrada in Europe. But yeah, if you have an older vehicle, and when I talk old, I'm not talking ancient. There's a lot of vehicles from the early 2000s which are perfectly good, serviceable vehicles, absolutely sod all wrong with them. If your vehicle doesn't meet those emissions, you have to pay the Mayor of London, TfL, whoever, £12.50 a day. For those in America, and there are some American viewers, thank you very much. That's $15 roughly, maybe a little bit less than that, but you're not far short of $15 a day. And that unfortunately means a lot of people have either scrapped perfectly good vehicles, sold them and had to sell them because they can't afford to use them. Let's just check my chain while I'm here. I might get that nip up before tomorrow. Plenty of lube on it. Yeah, they've sold or scrapped perfectly serviceable and usable vehicles and had to buy something else. And for a lot of people, that is, you know, it's affected their way of life. It's affected their businesses, their home. They've had to make savings, or they've had to use another form of transport to get to work, because £12.50 a day to travel, you know, £60+ a week just to use your vehicle. However, if you have historic vehicle status, which this thing of beauty now has, you can ride in London and you don't have to pay the ULEZ, the ultra low emission zone charge. So yeah, work that out. You've got vehicles that are compliant to a level that probably don't produce many toxins because they've got catalytic converters and all that sort of stuff, but they don't meet the latest Euro standards. And then you've got the RS, bless it, which just chucks out wherever it doesn't burn from its 43-year-old carburettor straight out the exhaust pipe into the atmosphere. Now, how many cars is that equivalent to per mile of cars with catalytic converters? It's probably fucking loads. Whereas I can ride this wherever I want in London because it's a historic vehicle. Now, I know the numbers of historic vehicles in London are probably quite low compared to other vehicles, but you know, it doesn't make any sense to me. It's bollocks. But hey, that's just me. Anyway, that's the reason why YouTube's historic vehicle, ULEZ exempt, £12.50 a day. So they can fuck off if they want my money, because they're not going to get it now for free from the efficient guy in Ashford Post Office. Thank you very much. Anyway, YouTube's enough of my bitching and moaning. So let's see what the weather brings tomorrow. Although if it's pissing down, I'll probably just put waterproofs on. But if it's really pissing down, I might stay home and watch TV. Or say TV, YouTube. There's a Motorcycle Rewind. If any of you follow this guy, he makes some really good stuff. He buys and rebuilds old motorcycles. He's right on my wavelength, this fella. Yeah, Motorcycle Rewind. American channel, very good. Anyway, have fun YouTube, stay safe. If you're going to go riding, ride safe. And I'll catch you soon. Take care.